as it came off my head.
This is it. That's where my unit used to sit.
That's my unit.
I just had no inkling whatsoever to sort of put my unit back on. What am I waiting for? I'm having to wear hats every day. Just thought, you know, you can just shave it off, get it over and done with. Then it's done. Here we go. Oh, this is weird. There's one side done. That's the main part, tidy up. This is really weird. This is so weird. I'm glad I've done it. I really am. I'm glad that I've just taken the plunge and done it, because I've been messing around with the idea of doing this.
Ooh. I had jet black hair that I'd been dyeing. I must have peroxided it probably 6 times in one day. My hair was never the same again after that. I just noticed that my hair was thinning.
So this is sort of like getting into your 20s, right?
Yeah. All of my friends had luscious locks, big fringes, and they were all in bands. And I was just like, oh, wish I could have like big fringe and big mullets and stuff like you guys all have. I tried my best for such a long time. But when I was on stage with the band that I was in at that time, I would wear a sweatband to keep hair in place. That was kind of like the in thing at the time. I was doing it just to keep my hair in place. The minute I started sweating, it just went dead thin and straggly, and it was going down my hair, and I just hated the way that it looked. But at the same time as well, I was going through a period in my life of drug addiction and alcohol abuse. You know, a combination of genetics, stress, probably alcohol abuse and drug addiction led to my hair getting thinner and thinner. I remember brushing it and I would just see more and more of it like in my comb or my brush. Oh God, you know, how much is left? Touching the back of my head. I was too scared to look at it, but I could feel my scalp. My hair was getting thin, so I did actually shave it. I didn't shave it like down to the scalp, probably like grade 3 or something. Eventually, you know, I just sort of saved up money and said, okay, I want hair again. But at that point, it was like the hair on top of my head, it wasn't completely gone, but it was obviously thinning. I had a consultation, and Optima as a company are fantastic. I can't speak highly of them enough. You know,
good, yeah.
I went in and I had like my first unit, found my style and like the length I was comfortable with. From that point onwards, I was like, this is great. I got hair again. I was very, very meticulous about how I dealt with the hair every day. You know, like I would style it and I would make sure that it was completely undetectable to the human eye and stuff. And I went from being super insecure and like, oh my God, what if somebody realizes, to after about 2 or 3 years, just not caring. I would like openly tell people, yeah, this isn't real.
And I think that's the best place to be with it.
Yeah, it was, you know, a massive sort of cause for anxiety. Those first couple of years, brand new concept to me. I was learning the ins and outs of living with a hair system or a hairpiece.
That's all new, isn't it?
I would not want anybody to know at all, to the point where after a certain amount of time, I found out that the combination of glues and things that they used didn't work for my skin type. So I switched to tape. The frequency of which you have to take the unit off to clean it and stuff like that becomes a lot closer together. You know, when you first go in, it's just like, yeah, we've stuck it on. So yeah, come back in a month. Whereas with tape, it's every 7 days. I just take it off myself and clean it all up, put it back on. I have done that every 7 days. And it takes up anywhere between 2 to 4 hours of my time every 7 days for the last 7 or 8 years. The more and more I've done it, you know, I used to be like, no, this is just a thing that, you know, I have to live with. Recently, bald filter on Snapchat. I can see the real thing if I want, but let's just have a look and see what it looked like. And I remember taking the picture and looking at it and thinking, you know what? I don't feel the same way about that picture right now as I did 10 years ago. I look at that picture and I go, you know what? It would make my life so much easier being with my friends on a night out and I would be wearing a hat. I would walk up to like a nightclub door and the bouncer would be like, take your hat off, mate. And to me, I would literally go, oh, that's my night over then. And I would go home. That was it, night over. All because of the insecurity I had about how my hair looked. Got more and more to the point where the fact that I was having to go through this process every 7 days, seeing that Snapchat filter, got home after a particularly long shift. I was just so uncomfortable in the system. Took it off, got the comb. I was literally using it to scratch my scalp because of how relieving it was. Normally I would take it off and I would put it on the next morning. But the next morning it was just like, I don't want to. I needed this as part of my journey to come to the place that I'm at now. Genuinely really excited to just run those blades up my head and just be like, oh my God, the love of my life lives in San Diego. I'm moving over there. And I want to devote and dedicate my time to more important things, my time to my wife, my time to my children, my marriage, and working and creating a great environment for my little family. For the first time, like I said, I just looked at the unit. I was like, I just can't be bothered.
Enjoy it. All right. Enjoy all of it.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man.
You too, man. Take care, man. All the best. Speak soon.
Next day now. To be honest with you, last night I was super nervous after I'd done it. For about an hour, I had a real battle with myself as to whether I'd done the right thing. Half of me was looking at myself and going, yeah, I can pull this off. I like this. All of the stresses of wearing a hair system on a daily basis are all gone. All these things, these positive things. The main one being, it was when I sent a picture of myself to my partner. She messaged me back and said, you look like you. I think it's great. That's what sealed the deal for me. It took me about an hour and a half to even send her a picture because I was so nervous about doing it. And it was afterwards I kind of realized that it was only because I was thinking about how other people were going to perceive me like this. I had my best friend, my other best friend, they all messaged me back saying the same thing, like, it really suits you, it looks great, man. Their opinions matter. And sort of when they said that, I did genuinely sort of feel this weight lift off my shoulders. As I was doing the shave, it was like this excitement, as I was doing it, I was just like, oh my God, this is so weird, but I'm excited. I've slept on it, I've woke up this morning, and every time I see my reflection, I think, oh my God, it looks weird, it looks really weird. But that's just getting used to it, after a few days, or it might even take a couple of weeks, I'm going to see myself and it's just going to be normal. It's just going to become normal. I had another friend as well that messaged me on Instagram, and he actually used the same company for a hair system that I did. He sort of had enough of it after about a year, whereas I used my hair system for 10 years. Having him message me as well and just being like, mate, it looks fantastic, welcome to the club, all this kind of stuff. Posted up a story on my social media, and I had people messaging me going, holy crap, like that looks awesome, like it really suits you. It kind of, as well though, it kind of highlighted that I was basing how I feel on what other people thought of me, which I haven't really thought before. I've always tended to be like, I don't really care what anybody else thinks of me. But it sort of became very clear to me, late last night, that actually, was I doing the hair system for myself? Because when I really think about it, it was great, don't get me wrong. And the company that I went to are fantastic. But yeah, my insecurity, I think, lay with the shock of other people. And once they get used to it, it's just like, that's just Tom. That's Tom, yeah. And it doesn't even factor into their head. That's just Tom, he's bald. Like, that's just Tom. And I think that's, I don't look at people and look at their hair and characterize them based off their hair. Big sort of learning curve for me. I did feel, a huge weight come off my shoulders last night when I sort of had this epiphany, if you will. It's a getting used to thing. I do feel free. I do feel liberated, if that's the right word. But yeah, I do feel free and I do feel better for it. I just wanted to sort of brush on, my experience of shaving my head and what I've come across. For some people looking at spots like that and thinking, oh my God, are they always going to be there? No, they're not going to be there, In fact, it's probably going to be much better for your head now to let air and light get to it and be able to breathe properly. Like, the top of my scalp probably hasn't breathed properly for the best part of 10 years because of my unit. So, here we go. Onwards and upwards. I'm off to San Diego, get some sun on this bad boy. Awesome.
Swear I like your style. Put you in Chanel cause it's just perfect for your smile. Girl, I swear for you I run the world, I'd run the mile. The way you look at me, I think I'm going insane. It's crazy how we started out to what the